All right, we'll go ahead and get going here. Good afternoon, everybody. We have a range of attendees here today, including providers, master agent partners, and many users. Thank you for joining and your participation. CableFinder has become the industry standard used by a growing list of master agents and is the only platform that provides serviceability to a signed contract within minutes. My name is Jeff Pratt. I am new to the CableFinder team, week 3 on the job. And a little bit of background, I've spent the last 2 years at Spectrum managing the authorized partner channel on the residential side of the house. I look forward to working with you all and the talented CableFinder team on selling some cable. I am joined today by Nicole Hines, who runs all of our marketing and communications. You'll be hearing from her later regarding some prizes that we'll be giving away at the end of today's demonstration, so stick around. We have AirPod Pros, JDL speakers, and Yeti mugs, so that will be very exciting. Some housekeeping. Everyone has been muted, so please send any questions throughout the QA and chat throughout our session today. We'll make sure all of those get answered by the end. We will be recording today's discussion, and that link will get distributed for further reference or for anyone on your team who may have missed today's session. Lastly, we do have 2 of our longest standing master agents, Innovative Business Solutions and Intelisys, who will share their experiences with the group before we close out. All right, so what you're looking at here is cablefinder.net homepage. You can get here directly through your master's portal or by your master's customized URL. CableFinder is integrated with 6 carriers, those being Comcast, Spectrum, Coax, WOW, Altice, and Biosat. We'll get started by typing in an address or a company name into the search bar. We'll do McDonald's here in Denver, and you'll see these auto-populate the addresses. That is because CableFinder is integrated with Google My Businesses. So the addresses are normalized based on both USPS and carrier formatting. What the system did there was it pinged the APIs of all these carriers to see what was serviceable, and that was real-time data coming from the carrier. So there's no static building lists or outdated Excel spreadsheets. It consolidates all that information on one pane of glass, and that's what we're looking at right now. All right, so results of the McDonald's address. Right here, it's displaying both fiber and coax for Comcast. The results include the carrier that the address is serviced by, the distance to fiber or coax, a minimum MRC estimate that we've reverse engineered based on the carrier's calculation to determine any potential build costs associated with getting fiber, and an easy to understand serviceability description. And lastly, an anticipated time frame for installation. One other thing I'd like to point out with the service description is you'll see it's color coded. There are 4 colors, green, yellow, orange, and red, ranging from most serviceable to least serviceable. All right, so let's get at it. We're going to configure pricing for fiber. And once you do that, the pricing catalog populates. In here, you'll see we have a couple options, fiber only, and then fiber invoice. So with fiber only, we'll select the term. We'll click the button and select the services that we're interested in. And with that, you'll see over to the right that our shopping cart automatically populates. You have all the fees associated with this particular service. That is the MRC, which is the monthly reoccurring charges, the NRC, which are the non-reoccurring charges. Those will be any one-time setup fees, installations, or equipment. Then we have the fiber discount highlighted in green. We can expand that to learn about the details on that discount. All right, so from here, we're going to generate a quote, which is simply clicking the button down here, and then a pop-up shows up here. It's asking us to label this quote. I recommend that you're pretty specific with what this quote is, and the reason for that is all of your quotes and contracts are saved in a database that you'll have access to, and it'll be easy for you to reference. We're going to get into that in a few minutes, but I just wanted to point that out. You'll also notice that in doing this, the Request Site Survey button is auto highlighted here. We recommend you pass this through with that check mark, because that does a couple things. One, it gets the process going with your master agent's back office in the carrier. And two, it takes the deal off the street, blocks out any of the competition there for 90 days. All right, but since it's a demo purposes today, we're not going to select that, and we're going to hit send quote via email. You have two options to do this quote. One is via email to your client, and in doing that, you would just type in their addresses and click add. You can do multiple addresses as well, just in case you need to send it to a particular individual in the sales operations team or what have you. And then the other is we can download this to our desktop. So we'll select OK, and this is downloading to our desktop in a PDF format, which we'll be highlighting here in just a second. As we, here's the quote that just populated. You'll see it has all the information that we just entered along with the Comcast paper. And it can be customized in the top left corner. Your logo can be inputted in there. You've seen these quotes before. All right, so we'll go back and perfect. Now we're going to submit a fiber contract. So with this, we just generate contract. And with that, there's a bit more information we need to populate. So here's the customer information. There's 5 tabs that we're going to go ahead and fill out. And I want to call this out as well. So it will not allow us to move forward unless we click the icon that says, I confirm there is no unit or suite number for this location. As you're aware, the majority of the rejections that we get in our line of work are from a missing suite number or one that's typed in incorrectly. So we've built this in to be dummy proof. As we scroll down, we have to fill in the technical contact information, but we have a radio button. If it's the same as the consumer information, you hit that. That prevents any duplication of effort or typing there. I'm going to click next. And here it brings us to our customer billing information. If it's the same as the actual location, boom, we just select this icon and everything populates. You'll see that we've selected, I confirm that there is no suite or unit number. And after selecting next, it comes to the confirmation page. Here is where you can obtain the contract in one of 2 ways. The first is by e-signing that contract through DocuSign. That is the second icon here. Or first, generating a fiber contract and downloading that to the system or to your desktop for wet signature. That's the direction we're going to go with right now. And after doing that, you will see another pop-up that displays here. And this is just telling you that any of the contracts do not supersede Comcast rules of engagement, and that construction requirements post-site survey. All right, I'm going to accept this. And here we go. Our contract has downloaded onto our desktop. You'll see this is on Comcast paper. And if we scroll all the way down, you'll notice that Comcast MSA is included as well. You've all seen this. This is embedded in the CableFinder platform. Great. So we're going to go back to our serviceability page once again. And let's go and show you a Coax contract. We'll configure pricing. We'll go ahead and the promotional pricing populates here. We'll select our term. what speed we would like. And what I'll call out here is you're all familiar with Comcast programming and packages. There's close to 100 of them. But what CableFinder has done here is based on your 2 inputs there, we've narrowed that search down. And in this case, there's now 3 options from 100. We'll select one of those, just making this very simple and easy for you to conduct business. And then we will go ahead and select any customizations or additions that we'd be adding to this contract, TV, advanced voice, whatever your heart desires. And again, over to the right, our shopping cart is being populated with all of the pricing information, the MRC, the NRC, any type of promotional pricing. So from here, we'll go ahead and generate contract. Again, we need to title this, give it a label so you can easily identify it later. We can send it by email or download it to the desktop. And then with this, we need to enter in the customer information. Confirm that there's no unit or suite number to prevent it being flagged and kicked back to us. We're going to hit next. We need to do is for the billing information as well. We'll click same as location just to streamline the process. And again, you have the 2 options for the contract. 1 is the e-sign through DocuSign, or 2, generate contract, which downloads it to your desktop. All right, here it is on Comcast paper again. It's got all the details regarding the products and services that we're ordering on behalf of our client. Okay, so we've completed 1 quote and 2 contracts in just a couple minutes. That's with 0 emails to your channel manager. We're going to move on. So we're going to go and show you a Spectrum example. And for that, we're going down to Richland Hills, Texas. It's pinging the Spectrum API. You'll notice the results page very similar to Comcast. We will go ahead and select configure pricing. We'll select the term and fiber, and then make any type of additions or customizations. And again, like Comcast, this is fiber only or fiber and voice choices. Over to the right, your shopping cart is auto-populating. We'll click on the discount details so you can see all of the details there. And if we're good with this, we will go ahead and generate a contract. We need to label the contract so we can easily find it in the database later. Again, we're going to always request the site survey to lock out the competition and get the process going on the back end. We won't do that today for demo purposes. We can send that via email or download it to our desktop. All right, and then here we need to enter in the customer information. Confirm there's no unit, suite, or for this order. Billing information, same. We'll click next. And then with Spectrum, what's different here is they prompt you to enter in the installation date. Now, the majority of folks deliver or select deliver as soon as possible. You have that option, or be very specific if you know when you'd like those services installed. We'll go ahead and click next. Again, you have the 2 options for the contract, e-sign through DocuSign, or download that contract to your desktop. PDF file. We'll open that up and you'll see, here we go. We have a Spectrum Enterprise contract on Spectrum's paper, with all the details that were populated in the shopping cart. All right, we're going to go back to the serviceability results page, and we're going to show you the Spectrum Coax experience. This is a little bit different than what we've seen so far. Spectrum Coax does not offer contract. They offer only month-to-month packages. That's what NTN stands for here. So we're going to select that. We're going to customize it accordingly. And over to the right, our pricing and details populate. We're going to click Generate Contract here, and I'm going to show you what I mean about this being a little bit different. Again, we're going to label and be very specific. Okay, so here with Spectrum, you have two options. One, you can order it through Spectrum's buy flow, which you're all familiar with, or two, you can go ahead and place this through CableFinder. We recommend that you move forward with a CableFinder link here, just to ensure it's a consistent experience and all of the data is captured here in-house. So we'll go ahead and select that. Again, we'll go and enter in the customer information. We'll confirm there's no unit or suite number. We'll do the same for the billing information. We will select our installation date. And then here, this is what I was referencing earlier, how Coax is different. Presently, with Spectrum Coax, we have to request the contract. And in doing that, this notifies the master agent back office team to initiate the ordering process. So that is different than doing the e-sign through DocuSign or actually downloading it on your desktop. So we can click that. All right, great. So now we are going to go, I want to show you Biosat real quick. With Biosat, that is a very similar experience as Spectrum. And Biosat is a great option for redundancy, or if construction is going to take a while and your customer needs services pronto. We won't go through that experience as it's very similar to Spectrum Coax, where you need to request that contract. And in doing that, you just need to fill out some information, get it to the back office teams for them to get working on that order. All right, let's go see what our friends over at Coax Business are up to. And for that, we're going to go type in a company located in Scottsdale, Arizona, Signature Consultants. We'll search, pinging the Coax API. Our results populate very similar to Comcast and Spectrum. And with this, we're going to go ahead and start with Coax. I'm going to click on Configure Pricing. We're going to choose the term, internet speed, and package. We can do some customizations here once again. The customer wants to do any additions. And over to the right, our shopping cart has been populating with all those prices that, with the selections we made. We'll click on Generate Contract. We'll label that contract so we can find it. We can send the quote via email or download. We need to fill out some customer information. We need to do billing information as well. As we selected voice, we need to enter in some further details, what our phone number is, the current provider. This is all for porting. And then here's unique to Coax. They require that we enter in a 4-digit CPNI code, and that stands for Customer Proprietary Network Information. This is necessary to place the order for Coax. Now, what happens here is you're going to enter in that 4-digit code that will carry over to the contract, and we'll show you that in a minute. That way you don't have to write it down or memorize that. We'll generate the contract. And there it is, that CPNI code. And again, this is all on Coax paper with all the information that we just populated. All right, so we're going to go back to the Coax results page. And we're going to, with fiber here, so you'll see that fiber says request manual pricing. That is because the fiber ordering process isn't automated within CableFinder yet. It is on the roadmap and it is coming soon. All right, fantastic. So now I want to, we're going to go up and show you, oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back. Yeah, with the Coax request for the contract, you just got to enter in this information and be very detailed down in the notes section, which will help out your master agent back office and the carrier. Submit the request, and then that goes off to the team. All right, great. So now we're going to head up to searches and quotes, and we're going to go down to pricing quotes history. This is your database or library of all of the quotes and contracts that you have generated. This is why I mentioned to be very specific in labeling those, so you can easily find them here. You'll see there's lots of options as to what you can do with these particular quotes or contracts, which are all to the right. There's 6 of them, like download quote, price quote, download contract, upload assigned contract, and what have you. So that's one, you know, that's why you want to be detailed with those descriptions, and you have access to all of that here in your library database right here under searches and quotes. All right, we're going to go back to searches and quotes, and we're going to do a multi-site search. So that's the first selection here. And so with multi-site searches, you know, typically in the traditional sense, it takes 1 to 2 weeks. And CableFinder cuts that down to 1 to 2 minutes, 5 max. And you can upload up to 100 addresses per file here. Those files need to be in CSV format with no spaces or special characters. And with that, there are 3 different formatting options that you can do, and that's on the show me how here. And so on the first, here is the formatting template. Column A, that is a mandatory field, and that is the label of the property or the site location. You can be very specific or granular here. But you'll notice in column B, the address, the city, the zip, the state, all of it is blended in one column. CableFinder can take that. We'll go to the second template. You'll notice, again, column A, the mandatory field for the labeling, but columns B, C, D, and E have the address broken out with city, state, and zip. CableFinder can handle that. The third option, here's a mixture or a hybrid of that, right? So you'll see the first few have all the address, city, state, and zip on one line, while the others have them broken out. CableFinder can handle that. We are taking the headache away from you in formatting these spreadsheets. All right, so after you've uploaded these, we will go ahead and I will show an example of what this will look like. Again, this will take a couple minutes to 5 minutes to populate. And here's what that file will generate. Columns A and B, these are the request file. This is the location name plus the address that you inputted on the spreadsheet. Column C, this is how it was reformatted by Google Places. Column D, this is the cable company or carrier that's serviceable in that particular area. Column E, F, and G, this is for fiber. This is going to include the status, the distance, and the description. H, I, and J is the same for coax. So you can see with all of this collected on one spreadsheet within 5 minutes, how this can help you, especially in SD-WAN deployment. All right, we're going to go back to the CableFinder.net homepage. And I want to show you a couple things, neat tricks here as CableFinder is integrated with Google Places. The first is over to the left. We have our, it's all mapped accordingly. And that's the lit building list down to the bottom left. And then what's even more important than that is next to the addresses to the right here, you'll see that little building. You click on that building, and what this does is this populates other addresses that are at that location or near that location. And so this can help you in a couple different ways. The first, from a marketing standpoint, as an outbound telemarketing center, you can build campaigns and target these businesses. Or two, if the construction costs are high, we can reach out to some of these other businesses and see if they want to, get in on the deal, partner, and spread those costs out over multiple businesses. So the Google Places, that is, not only is that helping us with address serviceability, but there's a couple other, neat features that it can help us from both marketing and business development standpoints. Okay, at this point, that concludes the demo. And I would like to ask our two longest standing master agent partners to share their experience with CableFinder. We have Jody on the line with Intelisys and Shane with Innovative Business Solutions. So Jody, we'll start with you if you don't mind.
Good afternoon, Jeff. Thank you so much. You did a great job. The CableFinder tool for Intelisys has really empowered our partners. They can generate quotes and orders 24/7. We know with work from home, it's so important for our partners to be able to get the answers that they need at any time. And then the multi-site search is a game changer. I mean, the results come back within minutes. We've closed several hundred multi-site orders with CableFinder, so easy. And then we have seen dramatic sales increase with CableFinder. We absolutely love it. And anybody who is a MyIntellisys user has access to CableFinder right now today.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jody. Shane, we'll kick it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, and great job as always. To you, Jeff, and the team. What I'd say for Innovative's experience using CableFinder is it's just literally just changed the way that our partners go about doing their business and the way we go about doing our business. Jody mentioned, the 24/7 component of it, always on, work when you want to work. I definitely agree with that and echo her statements there. The multi-site being a game changer, knowing if you can facilitate a good SD-WAN deployment on an MPLS network when you have remote locations, knowing what both the fiber and coax serviceability is literally within minutes, like how you said it, Jeff, 5 max, right? 100 sites usually takes us somewhere around 3 minutes to get the file in our inbox. It really just changes the way we approach these multi-sites, and our partners can approach their customers with very fast information. And then the last thing I'd say would be accuracy. Recently changing pricing, promotions, packages, bundles, all of that management was handled by Innovative, and we were good at it. However, on the fly, it just happens so quickly and so often that CableFinder just really takes the complexity of that out of our way, enables our partners to be able to understand the pricing, the packages, the promotions, the temporary discounts, the permanent discounts, all at the click of a button, all in an Amazon shopping cart experience, so that they can really give their customers clear, accurate information, but it also translates into clear, accurate contracts. The reduction in rejection rates has just plummeted. Hardly any orders get rejected anymore for missing this or missing that, an I not dotted or a T not crossed. And that just leads to faster installs. A good, clean order on the front end leads to a good, clean order process, leads to a good, clean install. And that really helps our partners deliver that customer experience they want to deliver. So how has CableFinder helped our cable practice? How hasn't CableFinder helped our cable practice?
Awesome. Thanks, Shane. All right. Well, excellent. So this is the moment you've all been waiting for. We're going to kick it over to Nicole, who has some polling questions for some of those great prizes we touched on.
Thanks, Jeff. So I'll go ahead and launch those questions. Only 5 questions. All of them are giving you options. We don't even have to type in those questions or those answers. And in order to be eligible to win these prizes, we have the Apple AirPod Pros. We have JBL Flip 5 speakers, which are actually waterproof. So I know we're getting into the summer months, and you can take it to the beach, the lake, the pool. Going to be really fun to use. And then we also have Yeti tumblers, which, again, getting into the summer months, keep those beverages nice and cool for you. So go ahead and answer those questions as you see them appearing on your screen. You do have to answer all 5 in order to be eligible to enter into the raffle. And then if anyone also has any questions, go ahead and type them into the Q&A or into the chat features, and we'll go ahead and start to answer some of those as they start to come in.
Great. Thank you, Nicole. As we're waiting for some of the answers to come in, there has been one question that came through the chat, and it was referencing Biosat serviceability. Is Biosat a separate option for searching? As Viasat's a satellite company, it will show up on the majority of the search results. And as we mentioned, great redundancy provider, or if your customer needs that service quickly. All right, as we wait for others to type in questions and enter in on the knowledge check, another common question that we've fielded over the last few sessions are, how do I get access to the tool? And so with that, work with your account manager at your master agent. They will be able to provide you login and credentials to get you access to CableFinder. Another popular question that came through is are we going to be launching any other providers onto the tool? And the answer to that is yes. There's a laundry list of providers that want to get onto CableFinder. We are evaluating those and prioritizing accordingly. I'll be honest with you, we're slow rolling that. We need to ensure that the data integrity and accuracy is A grade. And believe it or not, some of these providers don't have that level of sophistication to the partners that we have on the tool right now.
A question
All
that
right,
came
we are
through on are all promos and pricing up to date for providers? So yes, answer that question.
Oh yeah. Yes. So yeah, and thanks, Nicole. On promo and pricing is always updated, and CableFinder will always have the most aggressive pricing as well. We are getting that from the API, and we have a team along with the providers that are very proactive in ensuring that all of that is up to date down to the divisional or regional level with some of these providers. How are we doing on the polling, Nicole?
Let's give it another minute or so. I think some people are still trying to get their answers in. I have seen quite a few come in already, though. Okay, great. Oh, I saw a comment in the chat. They don't see the questions. The questions are in Ring Central on the screen display. Yeah, if you're dialed in by phone, of course, you will not, unfortunately, see those. But you also wouldn't be able to see the demonstration. So we hope you're able to join by computer as well.
All right, Nicole, do you want to bring us through?
All right. So to answer the first question, which carriers are currently integrated within CableFinder? The correct answers would be Altice, Comcast, Cox, Spectrum, Biosat, and WOW. As Jeff mentioned earlier, we do have quite a handful of other carriers that are looking to get into CableFinder, so more to come on that, and you may see some additional providers in here shortly. Number two, how does CableFinder obtain its serviceability results? Every single person got this one correct. It is through an open API communicating directly with the carrier databases to bring you this real-time information. What is the correct file format to use when uploading a multi-site spreadsheet? Again, everyone got this one correct. That is CSV file. If you do try to upload any other file outside of that, as a reminder, you will receive an error message. Along with multi-sites, how many addresses can you upload within that multi-site search? The correct answer is 100. If you do have a spreadsheet from one of your customers that is more than 100, work with your master agent directly because they do have some admin capabilities to upload a spreadsheet more than 100, so you could still get some streamlined results back. And then finally, fill in the blank. CableFinder is integrated with blank to provide you with an address while searching a business name. That correct answer is Google Places.
Excellent. And Nicole, prizes, we'll be doing drawings and sending out the prizes tomorrow, is that right?
Correct. Along with a recorded demonstration, you'll see if you are a winner or not tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, everyone, that concludes the demo and our prepared remarks. Nicole and I will stay on for another couple minutes if there are any further questions. But again, on behalf of the CableFinder family, thank you for your participation today. We really do appreciate your partnership, and we're here to help go sell some more cable. Have a great afternoon.